Well, let's turn to football, Rob. Jacksonville Jaguars beat the New Orleans Saints. Good game, 31-24. Could have been an overtime game, perhaps, had a tight end for the Saints caught a ball, Rob. And you feel for the guy, Foster Moreau, who was with Carr with the Raiders and wide open, Rob, in the end zone. And just drops it. I mean, he was just crestfallen after the game. His teammates consoling him. Trevor Lawrence, Rob, quarterback for the Jaguars, 204 yards, 20 for 29, 1 touchdown. Trevor Lawrence is having a good year, but a lot of people expected him in his third season to be an MVP candidate, and he's not that. Maybe he will be someday. Maybe next year. Maybe he catches fire this year. But for now, he's not. And look, again, he's having a good year. His team is 5-2. But I'm a little disappointed just in his individual play. And not disappointed in that he's been bad, but disappointed in that I expected him to have a greater jump than he's had. And to be honest, he's having a pedestrian year. He's got 8 touchdowns in 7 games, 3 interceptions, 92.8 passer rating. He's throwing for about 220 yards a game or so. So, he's playing fine, but he's not having the spectacular year that I expected. 235 yards a game he's throwing for.
Don't cheat him, Chris, those 5 yards.
Right. It's 15. I did say 220. It's 235. So. But what are your thoughts on this?
What it tells you, it's pretty clear. When you talk about quarterbacks and you talk about generational talents and can't miss, I don't think anybody really can say for most people that they know for sure. Like, he was supposed to be that dude. Last year we got a glimpse of it, right? The postseason run.
Yep.
But for the most part, we haven't gotten it. For the most part, we have not gotten it.
Well, the first year, it was a mess with Urban Meyer.
Right.
Last year, he was very good and got to the playoffs. And this year, he's playing fine. I mean, he's not playing like a star. But are you saying he won't be that guy? Like, he still might become that guy.
I'm not so. He was 5-20 to start his career. I'm not convinced he's going to be that guy. I'm not convinced. Right, but I'm just saying. But they were saying he was a can't miss.
He could be that guy.
Yeah, I'm not there. I have to see a lot more for me to believe that he's going to be Peyton Manning. Like, I think, you know what I mean, of that ilk. I'll have that kind of career. I don't see that.
It's possible, but he's not off to that start. And obviously, Manning had a rough rookie year. But I think your overall premise is that there's no sure thing as a quarterback, no matter how good he looks in college. I think that's what you're saying?
Yeah. Is that no matter who you're talking about? Caleb Williams, he's can't miss generational talent. Yeah, he looks like it. Chris in college, right? He looks like it. But I'm not so sure that we know for sure because of and even the people drafting. There've been so many busts at quarterback and so many guys who not just busts, but maybe they just had pretty good careers or okay careers, like that.
Right.
Not that they can't play at all, but they're not that kind of guy. Kyler Murray, Chris. I'm not saying Kyler Murray, right? First pick, he could have played baseball, NFL, all-time great. Dude, they're already looking like, okay, we need to do something else here, right? I mean, made a couple Pro Bowls. One time couple years ago had the Cardinals 7-0. Remember that? They were rolling, Kingsbury, all that. Yep. Where'd that go? Yep. That seemed like that was 10 years ago.
Rob, Marcus Mariota, number 2 pick. Second year in Tennessee, he had 26 touchdowns, 9 picks. You would have thought at that point, okay, he's going to be that guy. You have to wait. It's kind of what you're saying about Jalen Hurts. Not that that's what Marcus Mariota's future is indicative of what's ahead for Jalen Hurts. But I think you're just saying you want to see more. One good year doesn't mean you're going to be a star. We talked about it, RG3. I just mentioned Marcus Mariota. Guys have had good. Heck, Mac Jones had a really good rookie year. Led him to the playoffs. Daniel Jones threw 24 touchdowns his rookie year. 12 interceptions with the Giants. And so I agree with you there. I mean, some of these are just downright obvious, but Tom Brady, 6th round pick. Joe Montana, 3rd round pick. Aaron Rodgers, 24th pick.
He dropped.
First
Remember
round.
that? Yeah.
Right, he did drop. Lamar Jackson was what, a 2nd round pick? First. He was the 32nd, the last player picked in the 1st round. Russell Wilson, Rob, a 3rd round pick. Dak Prescott, a 4th round pick. Like, the fact is, to your point, nobody knows for sure. The experts get these things wrong. And with quarterback, it is incredibly hard to tell. A lot of times, Rob, guys at these powerhouse programs, like say Alabama, and look, Tua looks great, played at Alabama. Jalen played at Alabama, looks good. Mac Jones played at Alabama, struggling a bit. A.J. McCarron, remember him?
Yep. Alabama
struggled, in the NFL. One of the things, and it's a host of guys from Ohio State who've done that. A lot of times you are surrounded by such superior talent, not just, I got a bunch of great teammates, but your teammates are far better than your competition, right? That's the thing. You got all the blue chip 5-star recruits at wide receiver and tight end and running back and offensive line, and you're playing against a team with a bunch of 2 and 3-star recruits. And so that's what happens sometimes. And sometimes it doesn't. Joe Burrow, Rob, obviously he had Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase at LSU. Were both of them with him? Maybe, I think both were, if I'm not mistaken. And he obviously can do it at the next level too. So it's not a hard and fast rule, but I do think, Rob, sometimes that can be why some of these guys don't pan out. You saw them with just ridiculous talent.
Yeah, it is. I hate to use the term crapshoot, but it really is, Chris. And I understand why, looking at some of these guys, you feel that way and feel like, they can be that, or they can be the next Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? From their resume in college, because they look spectacular. And Trevor Lawrence was one of those guys where you just thought, this guy's a can't miss. He's so good. But
yeah, and look, again, he's having a good career. He's only 3 years in, not even in his 3rd year, and he's playing well. But and I think he can be a star. I'm not writing him off. I don't think you are. But yeah, I mean, we haven't seen anything that's telling us he's going to be the superstar Peyton Manning that he was purported to be coming out of school.